Hey everyone, this is Fabio from InnoGames, and you're watching a new episode of InnoGames TV. Weather is still nice outside, so I decided to bring you our latest infos on our games and upcoming features from outside, from our little Zen garden. So let's get right to it. World premiere. Rising Generals producer Christoph talks about our newest game. Forge of Empires received a new era. Our game designer Per gives you an overview over the most recent changes. Tribal Wars 2. Lead graphic artist Tobias displays the art and design of the game. New user interface for the mobile app. Emmanuel from the Grepolis team shows the important changes. Player vs. player. Game designer Quirin from the West team plays the newest version of the multiplayer instances. Last but not least, we were part of the Code Cruise event and invited young professionals to our new office. So you can see lots of exciting stuff happening here. But first, let's get to our latest game, Rising Generals.
Hi, I'm Christoph. I'm a producer at InnoGames and I'm proud to present to you today Rising Generals, our brand new cross-platform title. Rising Generals is the first InnoGames game which will take place in a modern war setting. You as a player will build different army vehicles like tanks, helicopters and armored cars to give real pain to your enemy. The effect of those battles you will see directly in huge 3D encounters on the battlefield. There's one big difference between Rising Generals and most other online games. We don't want you to wait that long. All actions you will take as a player will have a direct effect. If you produce components or if you go into battles, you will see directly how your troops approach the enemy and win the war. Right now, the team is working heavily on getting all features done for closed beta, which is planned for summer this year. Our pre-registration page is already live and it would be great if you sign up early so we can join each other on the battlefield. In the meantime, enjoy our other games and check out information on Rising Generals on Facebook and our blog.
Attention Forge of Empires players, the game received a new age. Game designer Per will show you what it's all about.
Hello Forge fans, my name is Per Kröger, I'm one of the game designers of Forge of Empires. Today I'm going to take you back into the time of the 1970s and 1980s with our brand new content, the Postmodern era. Alright, here we go. This is a city which consists only of new buildings from the Postmodern era. The time frame of that era is roughly the time of my childhood and maybe of yours as well. The 1970s, 1980s. We have a lot of really new buildings here, like the prefabricated high-rises, the zoo. Here is the music festival where the people enjoy and have party. There's the golf court, the swimming pool, public pool it's called. And we have two new great buildings, the Habitat, which provides plenty of population, and Cape Canaveral, which grants you additional forge points. Of course, we have a whole bunch of new production buildings, like the car factory here, or the junkyard. And in the junkyard, you can actually see one of the other new features, which applies for two buildings so far, but it's going to be added to other buildings in the future. The junkyard produces very many supplies, but here's a drawback: it costs happiness. So if you have this thing in your city, it takes 500 happiness down. You can counterbalance this by building a toy factory, which not only produces toys, but also grants happiness as a side effect. The other new stuff, which I want to show you today, takes place on the continent map. This here is the map of the new Postmodern era, which has a lot of provinces which are jungle themed. They are kind of inspired by the Vietnam War. So you see some faces which might remind you of people you know. Like here you can interact with Che Guerrero. You can either try the peaceful way with him or try and wipe him off the map. He's the first guy you encounter in the Postmodern era. I'm not going to spoil the other ones. But what you can already see here, Che's men are experts at guerrilla warfare. So he doesn't have one single army, but his army comes in two waves. So you have to use one of your armies and you have to defeat both waves in a single go. I'm going to show you how that works in a second. Here we go, let's just attack them. Here is Jay in this awesome new jungle-themed battle map. I'm not going to do it by hand, I'm going to do the quick result. This is the next wave they have to face, and here we go. And as you can see, my army starts exactly the state they left the first wave, so the MG team, the machine gunner team, is still damaged. And who wins? Ha! I do. Awesome. Alright, the other new thing I want to show you is the new tech tree. As you can see, I already unlocked everything. That's the advantage of having a test account. And we have cool new stuff like industrial steel, like the private transport, where you can have the car factory. We have the species conversation. We have the space flight. You can send a man to the moon. And many, many other cool things. And of course, it's not going to be the last era. As a big spoiler for the future, the next one will introduce us into the contemporary era. And we already have a teaser technology there, the internet. Alright players, that's it for now. Have fun exploring the postmodern era, and peace.
The Tribal Wars 2 beta is very, very close. But first of all, we want to show you a little bit about our art and design.
I work as a lead designer, a lead graphic artist. I coordinate the other graphic artists. I'm not the artist behind every asset in the game, but I just have a great overview to see if it fits together, because we have a lot of different artists work on the same thing, and when every artist follows his own style, the game would be fragmented. The most important thing for me was to push the boundaries of InnoGames, so that we create a world which is high detailed and which create a good atmosphere. We want to have the old players as well as new players, so we try to create a game which is familiar to the old audience, but also to the new audience, and try to develop a look and style for the game that the old players recognize, that is Tribal Wars. A building from scratch, so from the idea to the final animated building took about 7 days. Of course, per level. Some buildings do have 6 levels. In the end, one building took about 1 month to create. The UI was, of course, a big challenge because of the cross-platform theme. We had to start over a lot of times because we had an idea and worked it out, and then we recognized it doesn't work out for the smartphone version or for the iPad version or something. They have to look the same, yeah, but in some details they work different, because you have different mechanics on the touch devices. The first headquarter buildings I like the most. So, yeah. They look pretty natural, so the materials like the stone and the wood stuff and everything is pretty near to the natural things. I have an awesome team. They all are high skilled, and everyone is doing his work or her work with a great motivation, and spectacular how the graphics look like. With such a small team, we were just 7 artists. I hope that they think, whoa, it's crazy how good it looks.
The Grepolis app for iOS and Android is very popular. Now the team reworked the user interface.
Hey, I'm Emmanuel, the lead artist behind Grepolis. Today I would like to show you our upcoming new user interface for the mobile app. Let's hop in the game and I will show you how it looks like. We want to make the app more modern, better looking, and most importantly, accessible to all players. Within the next few months, we will change the major interface elements. The first thing you will notice is that there will be new icons for all the different menus. The main menu will be accessible via a convenient button at the bottom right, displaying the command menu items through fancy and self-explanatory icons. To sum up the most important information and communication channels, there will be one shortcut to open a window that contains messages, chats, and reports, with little tabs at the left side to navigate through them. The icon with the eye on it will open a window so you can easily see all notifications, attacks, movements, trades, and ongoing spells. Quests will also undergo a little change. Tutorial quests as well as Iceland quests will be summarized in one convenient window, which will also tell you about new, ongoing or completed quests. This way you will never miss a reward. Something we have learned from interface tests is that the ring menu you get when clicking on a town was not sufficiently clear or easily understood. We will make it stand out more and also add text next to each button to prevent any confusion. The tone won't stay untouched as well. There will be improvements to the upgrade menu to make things as clear as possible, but we will also display the plots for new construction sites to tease new players about upcoming buildings. If you have anything going on in your town, like running building orders, recruitment orders or researches, you will see an icon at the left-hand side informing you about it. By clicking it, you will get to see the corresponding queue. Of course, we will polish the design as time goes by. I hope so far you like the changes visually and from a player point of view. See you soon and have fun playing Grepolis.
We already gave you a first impression of our multiplayer instances in the West. Now game designer Quirin shows you an updated version.
Hi, I'm Quirin, the lead game designer of the West, and today I would like to show you a bit more about the game design of the upcoming multiplayer instances, and we can take a look right into the game. As you can see, we did a lot in the front end, the graphics improved a lot, and also you see a rough sketch of our UI design, which will improve a lot by the next weeks. But today we would like to talk about the game design of the multiplayer instances. The rough combat is working just like the Fort Battle, but as we had some problems with the Fort Battle formula, we came to the conclusion that we want to start from scratch and make a completely new formula. The changes of the formulas will be posted soon, but so far I can just tell you that the calculation is done completely anew. But something uniquely for the multiplayer instances are the abilities, and abilities are you can see on the lower corner of the screen, and these abilities activate special effects, which you can see, for example, here with our barrel roll, which spawns a couple of barrels which will block enemy attacks and can save you for one round. So basically, if the enemy shoots at you or attacks you, these barrels will block one attack for this specific round, and after the round ended, these barrels will despawn. In this case, the barrels despawn quite fast because we have a very fast round timer. In the actual MPIs, these will be quite longer to be seen. So there is a huge variety of abilities during the multiplayer instances. So you can use a healing ability, you can use a damage ability, or you can also use damage over time or healing over time, or dodge, or something like the barrels that might save your life. So something special about these abilities is that some of these abilities are bound to be usable only during specific MPI maps. Some are bound to classes, and some of these abilities can be selected by any of the characters. So it's a very good choice to have different classes during the multiplayer instances, and to actually also there's a lot of fun in playing different multiplayer instances because all of them offer something uniquely different to another multiplayer instance. So much about the abilities of our upcoming multiplayer instances, and if you want to have some further informations, you can always take a look at our dev blog.
InnoGames is a growing company and always looking for new employees. During the Code Cruise event, we invited lots of young professionals to our office and showed them around. Almost 100 young professionals in 3 bus shuttles entered our new office and got an impression on how the working environment here at InnoGames is. But before we started to talk to the participants personally, Christoph from our Human Resources department held a short presentation about InnoGames, our products, and prospects for personal growth.
One of the main reasons, of course, is why we're doing this is because of our new office, we really have the opportunity to show young people what it means to work in such a great environment, how a working place can be, and that's a great opportunity to get a certain group of people into our office, not only on a fair or something like that, but to meet them directly at our working environment. I think that's a very positive aspect of the whole thing.
InnoGames would like to say thank you to everyone who was involved in the event. We had a lot of fun with our guests and we hope to see at least some of them soon again, but then as colleagues. Okay guys, that's it for this month. I hope you enjoyed the episode and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.